Hello, S307 students. This is a recorded session for the March 9th class. In this class, we will learn data manipulation language, which includes a family of SQL commands that can be used for managing data within tables. So we use DML to insert, update, retrieve, and delete data in the database. The four most important DML commands are insert, delete, update, and select. So in this video, I will cover the first three commands, and after the spring break, we will cover select. First, insert. Intuitively, to add data to an existing table in the database, we need to specify the name of the table, as well as the values that you want to add to the table. So the syntax of the select is insert into a given table name and given the columns in the table, and provide value correspond to each of the columns in the table. So in this syntax, column 1, column 2, column n, these are the names of the columns in the table, and the value 1, value 2, value n are the corresponding values for those columns. And you need to pay attention that the order of the values should match the order of the columns in your statement. If you are going to add values for all the columns in the table, then you may not need to specify the columns. But in that case, you need to make sure that the values are in the same order as a column in the actual table. So now let's see an example. Suppose I have a customer table which includes 4 attributes: customer ID, last name, first name, and email. So to insert the data to this table, I can use a command insert into customer, given customer ID, last name, first name, and email, and I provide a value that correspond to each of the 4 columns here. So this will insert the first record with customer 101 named Smith Joe, with the jsmith@abc as an email address to the customer table. So alternatively, if you're going to insert 4 values for those 4 attributes in the table, you don't have to list those attributes explicitly. But make sure that the order of your value should match the order of the table. When you use insert, you don't have to add values for every single attribute. So suppose in the third example, I only have data for customer ID, last name, first name, and I don't have email address in file for the customer Mary Smith. So in that case, you can list the 3 columns and their corresponding values in your insert statement. So in other words, you don't have to include values for all the fields. If you only add values for some of the fields, you need to explicitly specify the name of those fields in your command and their values in the corresponding order. So after I execute the 3 insert into commands, you can see now in my table I have 3 customers. And the first 2 customers have customer ID, last name, first name, as well as email information. But the last customer, because I don't have this customer's email address, so the email address value is empty. So that's insert into statement. The second DML command is update. The SQL update statement is used to update existing records in the tables. Okay? And you can use the update commands to update one row or multiple rows. You can also use it to update one column or multiple columns at the same time. So the basic syntax for update is update and given table name and set the value for the column that you want to update. There's also a where condition, and the where phrase is optional. So if you have where condition specified, that means only the rows that satisfy the conditions will be updated. If you don't have the where condition provided in your update table command, that means all the records in the table will be updated. So let's see an example here. Suppose now I want to update the email address for the first customer. So the command here is update the table name, which is a customer. So update customer, and I want to set a new email address for the first customer. So I set email equals 1234@abc.com, where customer ID equals 101. Because I have this where condition, that means the update command will only execute for customer 101. If you don't have the where condition, you're gonna have email address changed for all the customers in the table. So when you use update commands, make sure that you specify the corresponding conditions in the where clause. That's very important. So the last command that we're going to cover is delete. Delete is used to delete data from the table. So delete syntax is very simple. You delete from a table and you provide a condition for delete. So you can use the delete syntax to delete one row or multiple rows at the same time. So similar to the update command, the delete command also includes a where phrase. So the where phrase is again optional, and the conditions must be satisfied for the records to be deleted. If you don't have a where condition provided, that means all the records in the table will be deleted. So going back to our customer example, so suppose now I want to delete customer with the last name Smith. So I want to delete all the customers whose last name equals Smith. So in that case, my command is delete from customer, which is the table name, and I provide a condition which says where last name equals Smith. Because I provided the where condition, that means only the first and the last records will be deleted. Okay? The second record does not satisfy the where condition. So the second record will remain in the table. So to summarize, the three DML commands that we covered in this video are insert, update, and delete. So insert can be used for adding data to the table, and update can be used for changing existing data you have in the table, and delete will remove the data from your table. So now let's move to the classwork. So we have 5 examples that allow us to practice the 3 commands that we just covered in this video. So let's work on the examples, and I request everybody to work on these examples before the next class, which will be March 21st. Okay? And I also need everybody to submit your SQL script via Canvas. So go to Assignments, Class Exercise, March 9th, and include your code in the text box. You will receive participation grade for the submitted work. So the next video will cover the examples.